Okay. Oh yeah. I guess this is part of the spiritual community. Catastrophic UFO disclosure. Whatever. I imagine most of them that are saying that are probably all MK Ultra CIA fronts anyway, so they got nothing better to do apparently. That's really what it comes down to. Well, some of them are just UFO obsessed, and so they're worried about the government taking over and all that. It's like, yeah, I mean, how do you know? It's probably already, I think they can do anything about it anyway. They can cry about it. Not that they're going to really stop it. I mean, it's like stopping fast food. Of course, humanity is so easy to manipulate. Yeah, so not that we're going to have any real disclosure. Probably not. Who knows? But probably not. But some are trying to create it because they got nothing better to do because they're like obsessed with this stuff. They can't get out of their systems. Like in their, well, they can't handle this reality, so they try to create another one. So they're just driving themselves crazy, though. Whatever works for you. Maybe they have like a therapy for UFO disclosure people when it doesn't happen, thinking the government's going to do this and that. I mean, yeah, they're not. The government's not that smart either. So, but whatever. Even the shadow government thing they give them way too much credit, but whatever. So is this for the UFO obsessed people? The catastrophic UFO disclosure. What a term there. Jeez. Yeah, well, it's also it's like the terms on YouTube and all that. It helps to get yourself attention there, so that's why they use it. I'm assuming. I don't know. It doesn't work for my channel, that's for sure. My channel is dead and buried. For most people, my channel would be dead, but technically it's alive, sort of. But technically it's dead too. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. So all right, going. Jeez. I'm not sure how to go about that one actually. I have to think about it. Whatever, man. It's just. Oh well, whatever. So they need drama in their lives. Yeah, the CIA stuff. I mean, obviously, some are just so obsessed with this stuff. I don't think the CIA is that sophisticated either. I mean, I don't know. It's like if they talk about the UFO stuff, they have to actually acknowledge it when they are sort of right now. But then I don't know. They got enough problems as it is. We might be way ahead on that one. So whatever. So of course we have our alien religions that are here alive and well. They have their own Bibles and everything. So their own little alien dictionaries, I guess, that you can't prove any of it, but they have them. So how do you know there's not CIA influence there or wherever it might be? Of course, a lot of these religions are Anunnaki influence. Not all of them, but quite a few of them are. And I mean, that's the Anunnaki way. So I think that's how they keep themselves together. So, of course, some cults are good, some are bad, but a lot of it is Anunnaki related. So, however you want to look at that. And also, universe binary star system. So it's basically like two suns in one solar system, but obviously ours, we have artificial suns and all that, and get lost in that one. But it's basically solar systems. I can see two stars, but also it's like tapped into that. It's like you have like two versions of yourself. Also, of course, technically you already do to some level, but not that you're always aware of it. Of course, you have multiple versions of us everywhere, but not to go into all of that. But the two-star binary systems, like if you have two exoplanets or two planets with some kind of life, or well, whatever life that you choose, but you can have like other versions of yourself there simultaneously. Of course, here too, you can do the same. But you might become aware of it, or maybe not aware of it, but you can tap into, like if there's another exoplanet you can tap into for some reason. You might not always be aware there's another version of yourself there. So at least that's what I'm getting from that. So that's kind of interesting. Not that it matters. So the catastrophic UFO disclosure. I'm not sure how to. I put that title in there. It's like, what the hell am I doing with that? I forgot I have to tap into it. It's like, oh, great. Drama queen stuff. Be aware of the CIA or whatever that's out there. So I'm sort of coming for our sessions. I think we do. And shop here. I think the people give the government way too much credit. Even the shadow government, obviously they're involved to some level, but not exactly the smartest either. How am I going to do this? UFO disclosure energies and connect to. Not that anybody's going to believe it anyway. I connect to the Zetas and you don't give enough attention. I connect to the Zetas and get their point of view. Whatever. Some are just in their own little delusional realities that some of you might notice. And that is the place to be, right? Yeah, it gives you something to do. It keeps you out of trouble. Maybe. Yeah, just keep creating whatever reality that works for you just to stay out of everybody's way. There's a lot of that going on out there. That's for damn sure. I guess I just don't know. I don't do enough of that, apparently. Oh, well. It's just not that exciting over here. That's just the way it is. All right. We're going to, Zeta UFOs. I probably already did a Zeta thing. I can't remember now. Probably, but we'll just do it again. So, all right. Because I did Pleiadians and that and Syrians. Like, I'm just tired of it. All right. We do this UFO. Oh, yes. The Zeta Gray UFO disclosures get their point of view. Just hopefully they can help somebody out there. Yeah. To some level, they might. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, well, it can't make everybody happy. Okay. Blessings. Greetings, Zetas. It's always up to human consciousness to decide what's best for you. For some, there's a lot of wandering spirits here who can see agendas, not that they're actually happening, but possible agendas, and so they are hitting the panic button, you can say. So sometimes you might see the government, doing the UFO manipulations, and there might have been some kind of discussions there, but as you can see in society, they're not really doing these things. There's just a lot of talk about it. Doesn't mean that those are talking about it, in your UFO communities are stopping it, because once your government decides to do something, they're just going to do it. They don't care what the conspiracy theories. They don't care about any of that. But so it's just. They're not that interested in it. The government energies, when we see, is not that interested, really. They have other things to do. It is true. Now, the UFO energy, they don't want to talk about the technologies that are here. They're trying to make money off of it. You don't hear the UFO groups talking about that. That's really what they're doing, keeping it all secrets, making money off of it, and so keeping your technology from going anywhere. Unless they can profit from it, but they can't really keep ahead of it. They can't. I mean, they're using some of it through some of your space, public explorations, but that's about all they're. Some, like, little bit, like very little, because they don't really. It's ahead of their time. They still can't really, because they want to be able to control it, and they can't. So they just keep it kind of out of your public. You have a long ways to go for any actual. So really, it comes down to really more alien technology disclosure is really. Of course, you're not going to hear about that in most of your groups because they're so busy doing the fear mongering energy of the fake disclosures, which people are not asking for alien disclosures. So if they were, the government would probably manipulate it like anything else. But humanity is not really asking for it. So it's not going to happen. Now, there'll be sightings and things like that. But maybe some of your ufologists might be a little bit ahead of your society, like a couple 100 years ahead of it. And it doesn't mean it's going to play out the way they are fearing. But there is UFOs, as some of you know, some technologies they do want to bring into the public, but they're just not, once again, not able to, they don't understand it, not really, sort of. But I guess they control it. So, and not to say some of it's in your phones. No, not really. No, but there is other star beings that brought some of that technology here through downloads, through people. Of course, there's alien beings here that do look human that are not going to make themselves known. Not all of them in the government. Some of them are. They're throughout the society. You'll just never know. They keep themselves pretty hidden, as you can see. Sometimes you can pick up on alien hybrid, but it doesn't mean it's an actual alien. Usually, they're more aware of you than you might think. Similar to like an alien, we're kind of going in different directions here, but the alien groups that are here as human are similar to like the Men in Black, meaning that they have control of their environment and they know how to shut down their energies and turn it on. So they just have, they can live among society and be seriously unknown. Unless you have, yes, advanced psychic abilities, but that can also, if you do pick up on them, they can also go back in time and erase your memory or just give you a cold or something and you just forget. Yeah, they can block it out of your mind. So, because there's a lot of agendas here, as you can see. There's a lot of ET groups here, as you can see, living among you quietly, not to put any paranoia out there. They're not on YouTube talking about all these things. No, it's not the paranoia. No, they would not do that. Mostly observing and living among you, but mostly observing. You know what they're doing. But as for any catastrophic UFO, not really. It sounds exciting, like a movie. And not to say some of these people do not believe that this is possible, because anything is possible, yes. But it doesn't mean it's going to happen. That's one thing about the reality. Well, then again, this has been going on for thousands of years. It's like the apocalypse and talking about that. And there are versions of an apocalypse throughout society, little minor ones, not catastrophic, but there are floods. There are there are certain minor apocalyptic situations. Of course, there are some third countries that live it. Yes, very intensely, but it's not being broadcast, as you can see, for obvious reasons, because it's not the theater as some as like to because there's so many humans here that want to think like they could see the future and see a lot of beings here, humans, want to be famous or known for something. And you already are by just being here, surviving your reality, making your reality into what you want it to be. And you don't necessarily have to have your name and lights and all of that. But there's quite a few that want that. So the death of the ego would help. But there's so many that want to be famous here. It is, yes, that's an enigma for a lot of us to see that. So I'll leave you with that. Blessings. Greetings. We have universe consciousness. You can say there are different universes, different realities there's this constant, there's billions of different types of versions of your universe, and connecting to your planet, a world that does not want to know about itself currently. Well, you can say a denial of its potential, but of course it's still looking into its dark side. It's not willing to let go of its dark side due to contracts, of course, but also, you can change those contracts. But once you make a contract and it goes for years or centuries, or whatever it might be, yes, then you're stuck there for a while. That's a laziness of the soul. They're not allowing the light to come through. So there is like less and less light beings here than you might realize. Because so many here just not willing to fight for themselves, as you can see. Well, it's not necessarily having to fight for the light, but just fighting for a better side of themselves, a better person in general. Because some are so easily manipulated into the lower frequencies, but that's the idea, is to see if you're ready for a faster Earth, a more advanced Earth, for more alien technologies to be brought into your reality. Of course, there are your ufologists who are trying to warn you of government intervention, but of course, the Earth is at such a low frequency. You're not even near disclosure. I mean, there are versions of disclosure, but because of the low frequencies here, it's hard to tap into always consciously to other star systems, star beings, to connect to the neighborhood of planets. Even reactivating Jupiter for it to become more of a sun energy. You can say it slowed itself down to be with the Earth during this conscious level. So your whole solar system can be transformed if humanity decides to upgrade itself. Right now, it's allowing the tricksters to win, as you can see. There's no wrong answer to that. It's up to humanity to decide that. But the tricksters are, I wouldn't say winning completely, but it's compromising a lot of souls here. And they're just not willing enough to let it go. So as many of you noticed, you don't want that to happen in your own incarnation. It does become very lonely because it's hard to connect to anyone similar to yourself, because so many are allowing manipulations to occur through alcoholism, drugs, whatever it might be, through influences of others that are low frequency. A lot of families, not all of them, a lot of them are, they get influenced by one dark being, and then they all start to attack each other. So it's all choice, really. There is choice. You do have some. It might not be what you would like it to be, but there is. Is this world a letdown? No, it's doing what it's up. Once again, it's up to society. Society can break free of all this. The binary systems, well, you become more aware of the different sun systems that are in your reality. You can actually have 3, 4 suns here in the solar system, even more planets. It helps you evolve into your next level. But you're working towards it. It's just not going as fast as you'd like it to. Well, society is so tricked by the news media, and politicians are mostly the news media. Of course, the news media has so much trickster energies built into it. Well, it just, it's up to the soul. It's like you want to evolve or you want to devolve. And many chose the drama and just reluctance to evolve. They're scared of their own self. Doesn't mean you have to become a non-physical entity. It just basically just cutting out the fat, you could say, of not experiences that are not necessary anymore. So obviously the lower frequencies here, the demonic realms, well, they're fighting harder than ever to keep themselves, give themselves reason to live. Because once the earth goes into a higher frequency, a lot of them will be flushed out completely. I mean, literally, if they can find somewhere else to go, but they need someone else to latch on to in another reality. And it doesn't always work that way because they like how they are now. The demonic realms, it's paradise for them right now, sort of. But they're also in a panic mode because they feel like it can't be all lost. Their Armageddon is that they lose their grip on the planet. And then where do you go? You got nowhere to go, basically. So this world has been a home for many of them. And it created all these false realities, delusion energies. And many of you come here to cut that cord. Or cut all their cords. And they are losing. Not as losing as you like to, but they are losing, and they're just not making it easy for you. So you wonder why you come here and it's like, gee, things aren't working out for me and all that. Well, they are. It is. It's just that it might not be the job that you thought you came here for, but many of you are cutting the cords of the lower frequencies and just saying it back to themselves. Like, well, there always will be a lower frequency here, but it's not as strong as it is now. Right now, it's like 89, 90% power over the Earth. The idea is to bring it down to at least 40 or 20%, or even less than that, or it's just not as influential. It'll always be there to some level, but not to the level it is now. Because we're really trying to consume the Earth, as you can see. And it's gotten close, but it's still, the Earth still has a chance, of course. It won't lose. It will always be somebody will come here to assist, but yeah, it is getting harder, as you can see. But it shows you are making some progress, though. So,